What is going on, guys? It's your boy, Lildogdog, back after a short break and bringing you a follow-along quest guide for the City of Senntisten quest. This quest was just released today when I'm uploading it. Sorry I couldn't get it to you immediately. Gotta work, can't do this full-time just yet. This quest is how you unlock the 4 new ancient magic spells that are touted to be game-changing. Actually give some meaning to magic once again. And they look pretty fun. I'm excited to use them. As soon as I got this done, I jumped right into making this guide, so I actually haven't had the chance yet. If you've never used my guides before, you're going to follow along as I do this quest guide. If there's ever a spot where you might want to skip or pause, I'll notate it on the screen. As always, and as every YouTuber says, if this video helped you, please leave a like, subscribe. Apparently helps with the algorithm. Subscribing just makes me feel kind of good about myself, and it encourages me to keep doing what I'm doing. So that's enough shilling. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start with what you need to even consider doing this quest. You're going to have completed Azanadra's quest. I do have a guide for that on my channel, as well as the Battle of the Monolith mini quest. I do not have a guide for that. Fairly simple quest. You go through some scenarios, I think would be the best way to call them, where you're defending the monolith. Those are the only quest requirements for this quest, although there probably should be more. In terms of skill requirements, you're going to need 75 Slayer, 74 Archaeology, and 74 Magic to be able to begin this quest. These are not boostable, so you have to actually skill up to these levels to do the quest. As for items which are needed, you have to have these. You're going to need a Dragonstone. That's used to restore an artifact during the quest. 1 Rock Hammer, which will be made available to you during the quest. If you have one on your tool belt, that will work. You're going to need to bring food. And let me reiterate that you're going to need food, a lot of food, any way to heal yourself. You're going to take a lot of damage, typeless damage that can't be blocked. So, if you think you're like the PVM god, get over yourself. You're going to take damage. And you're going to need a Matic. The Matic on your tool belt will work. As for what I would recommend, a lot of these items I did use during the quest itself, so if you want to follow along, you should bring this, particularly the Archaeology Journal. This is a very useful teleport to the dig site, and you're going to be going there pretty often, so I would recommend you just bring that with you. You have it, so bring it. Food, once again, let me reiterate, I had to take multiple bank runs, so you don't need to bring it all with you at one time. Bring probably like 8 pieces of food. I will remind you when you're going to need it during the quest. Combat's not until the end, so you don't even really need it on you now. You can make a bank run. It's up to you. You're also going to want to bring combat equipment. Magic seems like it would have been the best. You fight 4 enemies which are weak to water spells. And combat potions are just useful for combat. There is one boss during this quest. It's a rather dangerous fight. I did almost die because I was not prepared. So just keep that in mind and be ready. To start the quest, you're going to want to go to the heart, just west of Narda, and talk to Ariane, found standing outside. Talk to Ariane on the southwest side of the heart, and she's going to immediately bring up the City of Senntisten quest. Accept the quest, and she's going to ask you if you want to go into the heart to finally figure out something to do with these eggs. Because with the Battle of the Monolith that occurred, they're probably getting close to hatching with all that shadow anima. Choose the first chat option, yes, and then you're going to be taken into the heart where you'll find both Ariane and Cheros standing. Instead of talking to Ariane, who we were just talking to, you're going to go straight to Charboy here and talk to him. And he'll be like, hey, what's up? Long time no see. I figured you'd be here. You're the guy. He's kind of blown away by like how cool the Elder Halls are. And they go through it. They start talking about like, hey, so now that we're here, we don't really have a plan. Kind of hoped the World Guardian would have a pretty good plan. The game's gonna give you like 5 chat options to pick. Each of them is terrible as the last, and Ariane and Cheris are actually gonna give you a hard time for doing what you have to do. So choose options 1 through 5 and just make yourself look like an idiot. And after they shoot you down each time, someone will pop in with a much better idea than yours. After you've selected all the chat options, choose the fourth chat option, I'm stumped. And the saving grace pops in. It's your boy Azanadra, the piece of garbage who betrayed you in his own quest. Because he's just not a good person. He's like, all right, so I've been listening in and eavesdropping because I'm a creep. Yeah, you're kind of halfway there. How about we pick two of those options? We're gonna move them and we're gonna protect them. And everyone's like, oh, how are we gonna do that? Well, let me tell you how. Azanadra is now a god. Unfortunately, he got powers from the monolith, so we got to deal with that now. And he figures you could probably recruit other gods because you're the world guardian, and for some reason they listen to you. So even though you straight up just don't like the man, Cheros and Ariane are like, okay, how do you feel about this? Say you don't trust him, because you don't trust him. Honestly, you pick whatever you want right there. But I don't trust the guy, as far as I could throw him. And I might have 94 strength in this game, but he's a big boy now that he's a god, full of anima. After you get through the dialogue here, a cutscene is going to ensue, wherein the plan is explained, how they're gonna finagle these eggs out of here. To skip this cutscene, you're going to go to 8 minutes and 19 seconds. For those of you who wanted to listen to the cutscene and follow along without having to pause, I have just left it in. All right, so now that that's over, Azanadra, I always used to call him Azandra. Azanadra is going to teleport out and just be like, look, this is the plan. You came up with it, but this is the plan. I'm gonna roll out to the archaeology guild. You meet me there when you're done here, when you're ready. So he teleports out, and Cheros is gonna talk to you again and be like, so you think we can trust him? No, you can't trust the man. So 3, I don't think we can trust him. Even though realistically he's probably gonna like have a whole redemption arc and everything and be like the dude now that he's a god, little change of heart. And they're gonna be like, whatever, World Guardian, you're kind of wrong. Go meet him at the Archaeology Guild. We're gonna do just that because we're doing this quest. So we need to make it to the Archaeology campus and into the Archaeology Guild. You can get there by using the Archaeology Journal and using the teleport option. Once you teleport, you're going to be put right outside the guild, so climb up the stairs inside, and then walk to the east and talk to Dr. Nabonik, who's actually Azanadra. He's gonna be like, hey, you came. And then he's gonna try and guilt trip you because you said you don't really trust him. He's gonna talk about how he has no friends and how that he was just following orders and that, well, all his man, I forgot the word, and this is kind of embarrassing. All of his trust lies with Zeros. It doesn't mean he doesn't like want to be with you. Choose the second chat option. The answer justify the means. It's honestly the chat options there don't matter. But we don't like Azanadra because he's just kind of rude. And he's gonna tell you like, look, okay, so I can teleport them, but we're gonna need some other gods to drain them of their anima. You should probably get the popular gods like Zami, Seren, Armadyl. I don't know, maybe Icthlarin for someone else to like suck the power out of these eggs and make them so they're more dormant than they are right now. You're gonna be like, all right, well, how do I do that? And he's like, go talk to him, dude. I don't know. Get out of my face. So once this chat option's done, this chat dialog box is done, we're gonna get out of his face and we're gonna go do just that. All right, so for starters, we are gonna recruit Armadyl. Should be easy enough, right? He's an understandable guy. So to get there, we're gonna home teleport to the nearest lodestone, which is in Port Seren. And from the lodestone, just run to the north, a little northwest, and you'll be right at the base of Armadyl's tower. If you ever played RuneScape like old school, this is when it was actually old school and not just like a separate game. This is where all those mages and wizards used to walk around. So climb up Armadyl's tower all the way to the top. And once there, talk to Armadyl. Your character will go through and explain the plan. There's no dialogue options here. It's actually kind of nice. It just summarizes it, and your character's like, hey, here's what we need you for. And Armadyl's going to be like, all right, cool, I'm an understanding guy. As stated, that's why we started with Armadyl, because we knew it was going to be easy, right? Once you've diddly done recruited Armadyl, we're going to move on to the next god, and that is Seren. Seren can be located in her hidey hole here in Berthorpe, because for some reason she doesn't hang out anywhere else. Just got her little posse of important people who tell her everything she wants to hear. So home teleport to Berthorpe. And then you're going to go north into her little castle here where she hangs out. Once inside, you're going to climb up the stairs and choose the first chat option yes to indicate you are there for the city of Senntisten. We're going to start by talking to Icthlarin, who can be found here, because we're going to try and recruit him. He's on the east end of the table, standing next to the big ogre. Your character is going to explain what the plans are, how you're going to save the world, and Icthlarin is just like, oh, you're working with Azanadra? I don't trust that guy, so gonna have to pass. If I can help in some other way, I'll like think about it, but hard pass on the Azanadra there. And honestly, who can blame the guy, right? Dude sucks. Next, we're gonna talk to Seren, who is just kind of the main reason you've ever come to this room, so you should know where she's at. And Seren is just like, I suppose I'll work with my stepbro. I guess if it means I can save the world, kind of what I've been working on this whole time. All right, so Saren's recruited. She's in. Next, we're gonna talk to Moya. She's on the south side of the table, and Moya's gonna offer to send you to Zamorak's hideout, and you're gonna want to say yes because we need to go recruit Zamorak. That was one of the things I said you were doing earlier, so you should know that if you're paying attention. Talk to Zamorak, located just north of where you teleported in. He's the skinny-looking god. And Zamorak's like, oh ho ho, I knew you were coming. I'm a god. Uh, he's in though. Talks about how like Saradomin is like trash, but he's in and fairly easily convinced and not much to say about it. He'll offer to get you out of there, or if you can handle it yourself. So choose the first chat option. Of course, you can handle it yourself. You're a big boy or girl. And now we're gonna go to Falador to recruit Saradomin, our final god we need to recruit. So home teleport to Faldor. And then from the lodestone, run all the way south across the bridge to the White Knight's castle. Climb the ladder all the way to the east inside the castle. Walk through 2 doors west, and then climb the stairs into Saradomin's throne room. Talk to Saradomin, and he's like, "Oh no, why are you? It's never good when you're here." So you explain the plan to him that you need his help, and he's like, "But I gotta help the people who took my crown and tried to end the world, save the world now. Even though last time they said what they were doing was to save the world, they stole my crown. You know what? I'm in." So Saradomin, for some reason, is just as easily convinced as the rest. Other than Icthlarin, he's the only one who held his ground. So you can you've now recruited all the gods, and it's time to go back to Dr. Nabanik and let him know that his plan is already working. So we're going to use the Archaeology Journal to teleport to the Archaeology Guild. Climb the stairs inside of the guild. And then walk east and talk to Dr. Nabanik. You'll report to him the good news, and he's going to be like, all right, cool. We got gods ready to go. Now we need to actually get into the city of Senntisten. It's a brisk walk to the north. I'll meet you there. After this dialogue's over, you're going to want to go to the city, which can be located here in the annotated red box area on this picture. Go down the stairs, and then from within the Archaeology Guild, it is directly north to the entrance of the city. Before you go there, you may want to drop some food at the bank if it's in your inventory right now to clear some inventory space, as you will be gathering from an archaeological hotspot. I did not, so I just dropped the items that I gathered while excavating. If that's fine with you, go ahead and do that. But it's just less annoying too to have inventory space. So enter the ancient ruins, and then once you're inside, talk to Azanadra. He's going to be like, all right, cool, you're here. We saved the final excavation for you. So you're going to want to excavate the forum entrance until it's clear. This is just south of where Azanadra is standing. This takes about 7 minutes, so you're going to want to go to 2601 to skip this. I won't be narrating anything during this time. Just excavate until you're done, and 2601 is when I was done. So I'll see you there. Boo! Sorry, I couldn't resist if you were watching at this point. Can't imagine why you wouldn't skip, but hey, some people, you're one of those people. Once you've fully excavated the entrance, you're going to want to talk to Azanadra, and he's going to tell you that we still need to figure out a way to get through this barrier here. You should check the pedestal. So search the pedestal just to the southwest, and upon interacting with it, you're going to get a damaged Pontifex Maximus figurine. Exit the city using the pulley here just to the north of Azanadra. Choose the first chat option. And then once you exit, you're going to want to talk to intern Jimmy standing just outside. Make sure you have 3 open inventory spaces before doing so because he's going to give you some noted materials. Now we are going to be restoring this Pontifex Maximus figurine, so you're going to want to go to the archaeology workbench here to restore it. When you get over to the workbench, you're going to want to deposit the noted materials and choose to restore the artifact. You are going to need to have a cut dragonstone in your inventory, which was noted at the beginning of this guide. Once you've got that Pontifex Maximus figurine restored, go back to the city. Make sure that you have the restored artifact in your inventory and possibly grab some food again because this is when you're going to need it because you will start taking damage before leaving the city again. Enter through the ancient doors and now interact with the southwest pedestal. This is going to place the Pontifex Maximus figurine, clear the barrier, and now you can follow Azanadra through the city. There is a torn page near the stairs. This is not something you need for the quest. This is just some lore left within the city. But you can grab it now while you're here, and then just follow Azanadra, because it's like a 75-second walk he does anyway. So, since nothing's really happening right now other than you following Azanadra and him reminiscing about his childhood or something, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what's coming up in this quest and what really is kind of the most intensive, puzzly part of this quest. So once you get into the cathedral here, you're going to be searching it for a bit to find some light globes. These light globes can be found later during the quest to light up areas of western Senntisten while you're walking around. Areas which are not lit up are going to apply a debuff to you, which stacks and causes more damage as it debuffs. Once you get in here, you're going to want to talk to Azanadra, and he will tell you, like the plan with wards and to look around the cathedral for wards here. Choose the fifth chat option. No, let's bring in the eggs, because he's going to tell you, like, do you want to know anything? Well, it's calm. No, let's get this show over with. Well, not over with, but on the road. I'll continue what I was saying in a moment here. He is going to teleport the eggs in and then tell you to protect them. You need to find certain wards, as I was saying. Um, he suggests that maybe those wards can be found here in the cathedral. So you're going to search the cathedral by looking in all of the bookcases, chests, crates, and pews that are up on the upper rows. Just the pews are up on the upper rows. Everything else can be found around on the bottom floor. But in doing so, you do not find any wards within the cathedral itself. Only these light globes. Those light globes are tantamount for your survival well out in the west side of the city. The west side of the city, if let's say you got 5 stacks, which would take 15 seconds approximately to get to, you are going to be taking about 3,000 ticking damage, increasing each time a stack. So you start at 4 stacks, which gives you 2,000 damage. 5 stacks is 3,000. 6 stacks is 4,000. And it increases like that quickly. So you take a lot of damage. Once you get through this dialogue right here, you're going to want to, as I said, search the chests, bookshelves, pews. I put upstairs in the parentheses here for the pews because it's only pews upstairs which can be searched, not downstairs. There would be too many to search. And not all of the items around, like the chests, can be searched. Some of them can. So if you hover over it and it cannot be searched, it means you've already searched it or it's not searchable. So once you get into the west side of the city, we're going to be gathering 4 wards. You have to collect them one at a time because you cannot purge your debuff stacks. And I kind of didn't know what I was getting into when I started this. So it may be a little clunky, but I caught on rather quickly and I edited it to look like I knew what I was doing. Um, That's pretty much all I can explain to you right now without you being able to watch. I may indicate at a point in the video that you should watch this before attempting it so that you know where to go, because there are areas which are very hard to describe and can only be described by, in my opinion, me telling you and you watching and then doing it yourself. I wasn't able to get a map because there is no map yet, so that's where we're at. You can skip past this part if you have found the 2 light globes to 33, 36. I am going to be done talking about anything important until then. So I finally found my second light globe. There was a pew I forgot to search. And then you're going to want to return to Azanadra. Azanadra is going to be disappointed to find that you didn't find any wards, but suggests that in the west side of the city, there are probably a few wards powerful enough to protect this place. He warns you about the dark anima that will damage you that I was telling you about, and tells you that the light globes that you have are what are placed on the pedestals to protect yourself while out in the city. So, we are going to start by walking to the west door of the cathedral. You cannot walk out or through the door without actually clicking on the door. So you need to click on it to walk out. So click the west door to pass through. And now this is that area where you're going to be taking damage as soon as you get off this staircase. You'll receive that stacking debuff that as it stacks, it does damage. The first stack is only like 100 damage. The second stack is only about 300 damage. The third stack is about 1,000 damage. And then it ramps up very quickly from there. To purge these stacks, you must stand near these lit light pedestals. You can take globes from pedestals in your inventory to place them on unlit pedestals. And you can also place the two that you already have from the cathedral on the pedestals. In this portion of the quest, we have to collect 4 wards from within the city, and to begin, we are going to go to the furthest southeast house. Try and get there quickly, as when you're in the house, you will not take any of that damage. Once you enter the house, they're going to the voices in your head are going to talk about the ward that's here. And we're going to start by smashing one of these gargoyles. If you cannot, there's going to be a rock hammer located on the floor nearby. Look for the red dot on your mini map. And there's also a extra light globe on the floor, which you are going to want to pick up. Once you have that rock hammer, smash one of the gargoyles, and you'll get a little scenario cutscene here where they teleport out and place some sort of spell over the ward. We are not actually going to obtain this ward right now, but we just started it while we were here, so we can work on it next. You do have to attempt to take the ward. You'll be prompted that there's some sort of spell on it, and we are going to walk west out of the house and smash the first gargoyle. It took me a while because I didn't really understand how quick this damage would stack, but you are going to want to place a light globe in the pedestal just to the south as soon as you smash that gargoyle. You will take a lot of damage. You'll see I take a lot of damage. It's going to ramp up pretty quick. I think I take 4,000 damage in one tick before I placed a light on the pedestal, and that immediately stopped me taking damage. I was freaking out. One thing to note, as these are gargoyles, they do have to be right-clicked, and you do have to select smash to kill them. Forgot about that one for a minute there. Okay, that is the last bit of combat we're doing right now before heading back to the cathedral. So head your way toward the cathedral, but do not go in yet. We're going to go up this first set of stairs to the north. And then into this house here just to the south. This is where the first ward is going to be located. It looks like there's also a light globe on the floor that I missed. You can pick that up if you want. It would be helpful. Once you've got the ward in your inventory, you're going to want to enter the cathedral and talk to Azanadra. Do not stay outside too long with these wards, as you cannot drop your stacks when they're in your inventory. Once in the cathedral, talk to Azanadra and choose the first chat option to give him the ward. In doing so, Seren is going to teleport in, and they're going to have their little argument because they're gods and they squabble, and also siblings. So, yeah. She says that Hellweir and some elite warriors are going to be on the way to help protect the eggs, but we're just really worried about getting onto the next ward, right? That's what I'm worried about. So at this point, I had to bank because I was not prepared for the type of damage I was going to be taking. So I teleported out, and it just cuts back to when I was back in. So when you're ready, exit via the west door with your food, and then run west to this 4-way intersection all the way at the bottom of the stairs. And then once you get to this intersection, you're going to want to run south up the small set of stairs. You'll see this gargoyle here, and you're going to want to click on him and select Smash. This will awaken him, and once you've awoken him, go over to the pedestal at the intersection and add your light globe so that you stop taking debuff stacks. You're going to want to fight the gargoyle right here by the pedestal, and then don't forget, once he has low health, right-click him and select Smash. Once the gargoyle is dead, you're going to want to take the light back off the pedestal so that you have it in your inventory. And then you're going to run to the north down the large flight of stairs. It's to the northeast. Once you get to the bottom of the stairs, there is going to be a light pedestal just to the north. Make sure that you put a globe on that pedestal. You'll see me remove this one, but you can go ahead and leave it there. Once your debuff stacks have been removed, walk northwest to the next pedestal and add a light globe. You'll see the next gargoyle is in the center of the marketplace here, the market square. Smash it and then kite it back south to the pedestal that you just added the light globe to. Repeat the same process again where you kill the gargoyle near the light pedestal and select Smash when it has low health. Now we have to kill one last gargoyle, so we're going to run west out of the market square, up these small set of stairs here, and add a light globe to the pedestal just to the north. Purge your debuff, and then smash the gargoyle down the stairs to the south. Once you've smashed it, kite it back to the pedestal and fight it near the pedestal so you can avoid the debuff. Same thing once again, once the gargoyle has low HP, you're going to want to select the smash option by right-clicking it to kill it. Now you do want to reclaim this light gold here because we will not be back. Run south back toward the cathedral, reclaiming the light globe here by the steps where we fought the third gargoyle. And then if you did reclaim it, make sure that you do leave one here at the bottom of the steps. Run up the stairs here. I apologize that my descriptions are not very accurate or specific. It is difficult in this city. So you're going to want to run to the furthest southeast home where the gargoyles were originally located, and we are going to now collect the ward. You can place light globes wherever to purge your debuff as you feel you need, but just make sure you pick them back up, as we won't be back in this side of the city after you leave. So I've collected this one that we left for the first gargoyle, and now we need to get back to the cathedral as fast as possible because we will not clear our debuffs by passing a pedestal. Keep in mind using Surge and Bladed Dive can speed this up. Enter the cathedral and talk to Azanadra once again. Choose the first shot option, yes, and you're going to provide him with the second ward. And at this time, your boy Saradomin rolls in. He also has to complain about something, and then he talks about how he's bringing his dudes in to help fight, like Ziliana. And then it's time to move on to the next ward after a little too much dialogue. So once again, after that dialogue's over, I'm going to recommend you bank as needed, but I would say you probably need it because we are going to be fighting the boss of this quest at this point. When you're ready, exit through the west door, and you're going to head all the way west into the intersection again, but instead of going south, this time we are going to go north up this large set of stairs here. One thing that was on the screen earlier, but I did not say, was that for this boss, you do not want to have bleed effects on your Revo bar. Bleed effects are going to heal this boss rather than damage this boss. So I just pulled mine off before I got into the boss fight for the second time, because the first time I almost died and I had to teleport out. So we're going to enter this large open building to the west, and I'm going to refer to this building as the blood bank going forward, because there's blood all over. And that's what it's referred to in the books. In the west room, you're going to see a blood bottle near the south door. Inspect that. Your voices will have a conversation with you and think, that somehow that blood bottle is what operates the door. So you need to look around the room and probably around the city to figure out how to open this door. So we're going to start by searching the old desk to the east. You're going to get this red piece of paper called checklist. Read the checklist. And then in the room just to the east is where we need to search for the next item, which is the stack of books sitting on the countertop. So search the pile of books. Out of that, you will receive a handwritten note. Read the handwritten note, and then just close it out because you've opened it, and that's all you needed to do. Now, exit the house and proceed north toward the marketplace. North is toward the bottom of my screen because I don't know how to orientate my camera all of a sudden. Stop at the pedestal here at the bottom of the stairs to clear your debuff, and there is a light globe available in the house just north of the stairs that you should pick up. From this pedestal, we're going to want to walk west to the westernmost house in the marketplace. There should be a red dot on your minimap where a bloody note is on the ground unless you picked it up earlier. Inside the house, you can pick up that bloodied note. It's just lore. It's not required for the quest. And then you're going to want to search the desk near the chimney, and you'll find a ledger. Read the ledger, and once you close it out, the voices will tell you, like, that stuff wasn't really adding up. You can probably figure out what the code is for that blood bottle by figuring out what the math is. And you could do that, or you could not, and you could watch the guide because that's what guides are for. So once you get through this dialogue here, you're going to want to return to the blood bank. stopping at light pedestals to clear your debuff stacks as needed. You should be able to make it to the light pedestal at the bottom of the large set of stairs where we left a light globe without getting too many stacks, maybe 2 or 3. And then you can make your way all the way up to the blood bank again without needing to clear your stacks. Once inside the blood bank, you're going to want to search these shelves where the blood bottle is located, collecting dragon's blood, human blood, unicorn blood, and aviancy blood. You'll have to search multiple shelves to get these. I took animal blood. You didn't need animal blood, so don't worry about taking animal blood. Once you have those 4 types of blood, you can walk over to the blood bottle by the south door and inspect it. And it's at this point we'll begin the puzzle. Once you do fill the bottle with the blood, the boss fight is going to begin. You'll see my inventory is a little different because I almost died. So we're going to start adding to the bottle 2/8 human blood. So once you click on human blood, just click the number 2, and that will add 2/8 to the bottle. Next, you're going to want to do 1/8 dragon blood, 3/8 unicorn blood, and 2/8 aviancy blood. So as I said, when you're entering the amounts, just type the number 2 if you wanted to do 2/8, the number 3 for 3/8. And once you've filled the bottle all the way, you're going to get this cutscene here where the boss monster pops out and is like, not on my watch. So as I said, he's going to heal if hit by bleed attacks. So make sure you pull those off your action bar if you're using Revolution. He hits pretty hard with melee, so use Protect from melee. And has a very damaging healing ability. It took me approximately 2 minutes to do this fight and 2 tries because I was underprepared the first time. He's only level, 114? But the healing makes this fight go a lot longer because while he only has 50,000 HP, he's healing so fast you probably have to hit him for 100,000 HP. And he's taking that life from you, so you have to heal through that. If you're better than me at this game and able to kill him before I am, you're going to want to skip to 53 minutes and 40 seconds for the end of the fight. So once the Blood Warden dies, the ward will be able to be taken. So grab the ward from the northeast corner, and then you're going to need to activate the blood bottle just to the west to exit the room. You can't just click on the door. So once you exit the blood bank, you're going to start gaining stacks of debuffs. So run back to the cathedral as fast as possible. Once again, the pedestals will not clear your debuff while carrying a ward, so you just need to get there as soon as you can. Bladed Dive and Surge are helpful. Enter the Cathedral and talk to Azanadra. Choose the first shed option, yes, to provide him with the ward. And at this time, Zamorak is going to teleport in. He's going to be like, oh, what's up, my Majorat dude? You're now a god? We'll see what happens with your loyalty to Xeris. Loyalty. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Loyalty. We're going to leave that in. We're going to leave all this in because you got to experience this with me. So when Zammy teleports in, he's like, Krill will be here. The twins will be here. Don't you gotta worry your pretty little Majorat godhead. We'll see what happens with you being a Zerosian, though, because there might be Osnandrians now that you're a god. So that was the boss of this quest, but that does not mean that you're not going to take any more damage. The next part of this quest actually killed me, twice to be exact, because I just went into it thinking it was going to be fine, and I was not prepared. So you have one more ward to get, but it is literally as far away as you can get from the cathedral and still make it back to the cathedral without taking so much damage that it kills you in one hit. Like the debuff. You get so many stacks of the debuff. I think it's like 7 or 8 stacks will just kill you before you can heal all the way through it again with the food I was eating. If I would have had like brews or something, I'm sure it would have been better. But yeah, basically once that dialogue's over, you're gonna want to bank and get a bunch of food because you're gonna want it. And as I was saying, about 10 food should do it, but you're going to take a lot of damage. So just make sure you have one inventory space and then exit west when ready. Run all the way north past the market square and place the globes as you pass the pedestals. You don't need to put one there on the stairs. Kind of irrelevant. But you'll want to put one here. And then the next one is all the way north along the passageway past the one that we've left at the bottom of the stairs here. The next pedestal is located a little northwest, where I'm mousing around up there. Place your last light globe there, and you're going to go into the house just to the east. Once you get in here, you're going to be greeted by a nice little laugh, which sounds a little bit like Slisk. And once your dialogue here is over, you're going to want to climb up the stairs to go upstairs. Bit redundant. I tried just grabbing the word, but you know that doesn't work that way. So you're going to be greeted by this room with a desk and some Zerosian insignias and some shelf drawers. Drawers. Start by taking the Inquisitor's book from the desk and give it a little read. And by read, I mean click on it and then click the red X as fast as you possibly can because we don't read in this household. Pick up the light globe from the floor here because it could be useful to have in the future. And then you're going to want to click on that suspicious dial on the west wall, just behind the desk. Now, why is it suspicious? Because it is. And the voices in your head tell you to click it, not to click it. But you were going to click it. Choose yes. And what you realize it does is it closes all the drawers on the north wall. Now, if you read the Inquisitor's book, you would have eventually found out that we need to make the shape of an eye out of these drawers, such as I did here beautifully with this picture. The center of the eye should be in the middle, and then the top and bottom drawers should be pulled out to make the eye. I don't really know how to explain it other than that. You saw the picture. Duplicate the picture. Once you've opened it into the shape of the letter I, climb down the stairs and claim the ward, which is just south of the stairs. Now you'll see a nice little jump cut here where I have a lot more stuff in my inventory and full run energy. There it is. Because I died twice. This run is very dangerous, so make sure you keep your health as close to 100% as you possibly can. Make sure your run energy is 100% as well, because mine wasn't one time and that killed me. Surge is very helpful. Bladed Dive would be very helpful, but I don't have it yet. And make it back to the Cathedral as fast as you can. You should be able to surge 2-3 times. If you only have one surge, you're going to want to use both of them. If you're not using surge, it's time to start. Make sure you're feeding up as quick as you can, because you'll be taking heavy damage. I was about to take like 7,500 damage here before I made it back to the Cathedral just in time. So enter the Cathedral, talk to Azanadra. And this was the final ward. We are going to provide it to him. And upon providing the ward, the final helper god, Armadyl, is going to pop in. Now, Armadyl, being the cool dude that he is just like, I got to protect this world. I'm not bringing anybody other than, what's the name of the God of War's Dungeon 1 boss? Hang on. Kriara. Armadill's like, Kriara's coming, because Kriara wouldn't leave me behind. Very loyal. But we're gonna protect. We're gonna protect this stuff. Azanadra gets a little confident and is like, I think we can hold off the Elder Gods with who we've got here. And right upon saying that, he's proven a little wrong. Talk to Azanadra once this cutscene ends with Armadyl. And that's when your boy's gonna pop in from Desperate Times and Desperate Measures. It's right, it's Carapac. He's here. He's telling you that you have absolutely no chance. And that the Elder Gods are going to destroy you, this world, and hatch their eggs because they want to. Look at the back one. It looks like Doritos. Jagex knows their crowd eating Doritos. If you were watching my clan chat at all during this video, they were talking about Cheez-Its the whole time. Couldn't believe it. So after Carapac leaves, they deduce that there's multiple people and that you're probably going to have to fight a bunch of Dragonkin in the follow-up to this quest. So, bit of a foreshadowing there. Once this dialogue ends, would you believe it or not, that's quest complete. You got your rewards, you got your spells. So now you can join the French chat, Lildogdog15. If you don't, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. Also, subscribe to my Twitch. Well, follow. Can't subscribe yet, but I do plan to stream thoroughly this winter, so make sure you don't miss out on that. Check out my other videos if you haven't already, and subscribe. Thanks.